Well, welcome everybody to the latest episode, newest episode of the HR Tech Chat video podcast. And with me today, I have Nikos Livadas, who is Vice President of Partner Development at PandoLogic, and also Faisel Samseer, who is Director of Partnerships Development and Growth at Broadbean Technology. Welcome to you both.
Hi, Brent.
Hi, Brent. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to today's conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about PandoLogic's parent company, Veritone, and their acquisition of Broadbean earlier this year. Broadbean is a global recruitment technology company. And there's just a lot of really interesting stuff to talk about. It's a really synergistic relationship here, I think. I'm really looking forward to diving in. So maybe we could start with Faisel. If you could just introduce yourself to our audience and what it is you do, and just a little bit about your career.
Thanks, Brent. Hi, everyone. My name is Faisel Samseer. I'm dialing in from the Netherlands today. I'm Dutch, working for Broadbean almost 9 years now. I've been in the industry for 25 years. Started as a recruiter and then moved on to other segments within the recruitment industry, online media, and as I said, with Broadbean for 9 years now, managing partnerships. Basically, what that means is that I'm involved with all of our ATS CRM relationships at Broadbean. We kind of like co-manage our partnerships. So I lead the partnerships department, but all the local teams chipping in, helping me in managing and supporting the local partnerships on a day-to-day basis. We have a lot of partnerships, over 100 these days, and integrations obviously going. And if you'd allow me to also kind of like, introduce Broadbean at the same time, Brent, if that's okay, I'll kind
Absolutely.
of like continue. So if we look at Broadbean today, we're the world's leader in job distribution technology. What we do is we enable, our clients to kind of like blast out their jobs to multiple platforms at the same time, usually integrated in their ATS CRM instance. When we introduce Broadbean, we kind of like introduce ourselves, by sharing some numbers to give insight on the size of our activity. We say we're global. We have offices throughout the world, US, in EMEA, we have the UK, we have France, we have Benelux, we have Germany, APAC in Sydney. These days we support about 7,000 job board integrations, and we manage, about 3,000 employees on a global level. We're not involved just in job distribution. We also have an aggregated search tool, which allows our clients to search third-party databases, so actively approach talent and not just post and manage applications. That's kind of like a high-level introduction of Broadbean as well. Thank you.
Yeah, 7,000 job boards. That's nothing to shake your fist at. That's a lot.
It is.
Yeah. Nikos, maybe you could also introduce yourself to the audience and maybe give us just a little bit of a level set on what PandoLogic is all about.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you again, Brent, for having us. I think it's great to kind of discuss the possibilities of bringing our two organizations together, PandoLogic and Broadbean, under the Veritone umbrella. Again, my name is Nikos Livadas. I head up partnerships and alliances here at PandoLogic. Fairly new to PandoLogic, but not new to the HR tech space. I've been a technology geek my entire life. Before joining the HR tech ecosystem about 15 years ago, I led teams at Microsoft and other technology providers, especially in the BI and AI space. Really interested in PandoLogic because of its AI component. We are, the leader in the AI programmatic space in the talent acquisition realm. What we do is we help employers use AI to pinpoint the best endpoints for their job ads, the endpoints that will yield better candidates faster, with higher higher success rate in hiring, and lower CPAs, lower CPHs. And I think given that our company has been around for so long and been collecting data for so many years, 15 plus years, the data that we use to fuel our AI engine is critically important in helping that TA leader or that recruiter identify those best endpoints to advertise their jobs using data, not gut feeling. I think that's the value proposition that PandoLogic brings to the table.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? That's probably a good segue into one thing I really wanted to kind of dive into with first with you, Nikos, is in the green room we were talking about analytics and data and how those two are so valuable in recruiting. How do Veritone and Broadbean, PandoLogic and Broadbean complement each other vis-a-vis analytics and data? How does this help to sort of turbocharge that?
So it's a great question. I think in order to have a successful AI engine or AI solution, you need data. I think we all can agree that the bedrock of a successful AI platform is the amount of data that it has on the back end to fuel its algorithms and engines. And I think I was mentioning that earlier. Not only now are we bringing together all the data that PandoLogic has worked and collected over the years, but that immense reach that Faisel was talking about earlier in data, and combining those two with the power of what PandoLogic has done in the AI space, but also Veritone. If you think of Veritone, may not be a household name in the HR tech space, but they've been in the AI space for a long time themselves, and they're a formidable player in AI when it comes to media, advertising, voice technologies. So combining the two organizations again under that umbrella, leveraging the data that we have in a creative way will not only help our customers find and engage with the best candidates for their open roles, but also our partners. We're both in the Faisal and I are both in the partner engagement, partner development space. This is phenomenal for our partners as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking forward to working with our partners under this new umbrella of Veritone HR Solutions.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. Faisal, anything to sort of add to
Yeah,
that in terms of, yeah,
yeah,
go right ahead.
definitely, Brent. And to add to what Nikos is saying, obviously, we've been sitting on a pile of data over the past 20 years, right? And we've never kind of like been in the position where we actually productized, the data that we had for various reasons. But I think, one of the things is constraints of resource, and maybe also, we were kind of like ahead of our time. The market wasn't looking at, I would say, performance-based advertising back in those days. Obviously, that has changed completely over the past 5 years, right? So now it has become like a very valuable asset, and being part of Veritone and PandoLogic and their experience of transforming the data into I would say usable information for our ATS partners and our end clients makes me kind of like really excited. I mean, if I had to jump the gun a bit, I've always talked to partners about predictive analytics to the end clients, giving them insights on how to kind of like spend their budget more effectively. And now within this kind of like new organization, we'd actually be able to do that. We're making step towards that predicting, and I'm really excited about that. And it's not just for the end clients, but I'm also seeing a lot of opportunities for us to kind of like develop products that we in the end sell to our ATS partners as an OEM solution, right? And not kind of like a marketplace offering. Because if you look at if we're part of a marketplace today, the penetration might be 5 to 10%. That's kind of like the max. But developing, technology that we sell into the ATS and CRM partners, that is a tremendous opportunity for us today. So I'm really excited about, this acquisition, Veritone, PandoLogic, and being part of Veritone HR Solutions today.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That is quite the compliment in terms of the two solutions. And I guess, Nikos, I want to go back to you for this question. How do partners gain from the acquisition of Broadbean? How do partners and users benefit from the development?
So that's a great question. I think there's two aspects of this because we're bringing together two organizations. But I think for the PandoLogic customers, by bringing in Broadbean to the fray and the family under the Veritone umbrella, our partners and our end customers gain from this incredible market reach that Faisal talked about earlier. It's incredible the volumes and the reach that PandoLogic has accomplished through this acquisition. So if you look at Broadbean and all the numbers that were mentioned earlier, this incredible reach adds to the ability of our partners to acquire new customers, expand in different geographies, use AI on top of that reach that Broadbean provides to, again, find candidates in over those 7,000 locations that we talked about earlier. That was never before possible. It's unprecedented. If you combine the two technologies, what's possible. And, in any partnership, we want to see our partners succeed. They want to succeed as well. Our end customers want to benefit from this as well, because as they look at expansion themselves, going into new territories, going into new geographies, as an organization, you always are looking to see which partner, which technology, which platform will give you that ability. The other thing that is brought to the table is if you look at the people in the two organizations, the amount of expertise in this field is phenomenal. Broadbean has been around for as many years as PandoLogic. If you look at our teams, we are truly experts in this field. We can help our customers identify jointly the best tactics and strategies to win against the competition and gain foothold in new geographies. So I think that's critically important when you look at the two combined organizations. Not just technology, it's the expertise that we bring to the table, that reach that we talked about, new customer acquisition, to kind of recap what I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot going on here. What would you say is the real game changer? Like, what's sort of the new, what is the innovation? And by that, I don't necessarily mean just technology, right? But what's the new offering that wasn't really available yet in this space? Because it sounds like this is sort of a market space sort of changing event. Any insight into that? Because I think we've been sort of circling around the edges of it and getting inside a little bit more. But like, what is that key differentiation? Because it's really interesting to me. It seems to me that this is the competition. Like maybe there is no one-to-one competition now for an organization like yours. Is that what it is?
I mean, if you'd allow me to kind of like go first, Brent. So what I think is kind of like unique for Broadbean is that we've talked about, the vast number of channels that we have available. We have different types of products that we offer in this space. And I would say having like a robust programmatic offering within the Broadbean tool was something that was lacking. I mean, we've had some initial experiments with our own programmatic tool, but we lacked a service like PandoLogic is offering. So I think that is going to be unique, that you have that one tool that gives you access to all these different types of job advertising and different channels. So I think that is very unique. If we look at, I would say, what it means for our partners, is that we're not just kind of like selling software to their clients anymore. We're also selling, we also have a media offering, right? So that makes the opportunity bigger for the partner as well, where in some marketplaces, and this is not a secret, there's a revenue share model, right? On the software, the spend on media is so much bigger, and the opportunity for the partners, get so much bigger. So I think that makes it very, very interesting for them as well to kind of like, have us part of their solution. And I was also going to say that on the AI technology that Veritone and PandoLogic offers, right? So it's not just about the posting channels, but also enhancing our product and making it, more user-friendly, improving, I would say, candidate journeys. All of that is kind of like part of the mix that make us a unique offering for our partners. And I think one of the things that I really found interesting listening to, our CEO, Ryan Seelberg, saying is that, with the data that we have, we can predict the future, and we're going to predict what is going to be next in talent acquisition, and we're going to deliver on it. So I think every partner thinks that is kind of like really, really exciting.
Yeah,
I think.
Go ahead, Nikos.
One thing to add here is Faisal, that was great. I mean, that's kind of the value proposition there for us and obviously our partners. But if you want to distill it down to our end customers and down to, the folks, the recruiters in the organizations that are tasked with finding talent, right? What does this new organization give them? I mean, today, if you're a recruiter and you're looking to advertise your jobs, you have possibilities out there. There's different types of players, AI players, non-AI players. When you take a job description, you can't just put it on your web page or your career page and expect people to apply. You have to distribute it across job boards, across destinations, across different geographies, and all that was often done manually. It was often done, without any critical insight into data and numbers. And what we are able to do today is tool and enable that recruiter to use analytics, use AI to strategically place those jobs where they will be more successful, the TA organization will be more successful, and the organization as a whole will be able to, be competitive in the industry that they serve against their competition, right? So that is at the crux of it. What we're trying to do is enable our end customers, whether they come through a partner or directly, to be more competitive in their industries and win that fight for talent. And you start at the very, very beginning. Finding talent, and I think we talked about it in the green room, is the toughest thing to do in the HR space. TA is at the very beginning. Sourcing is at the very, very beginning. And sourcing has two sides to it. One of the sides is roll up your sleeves and start writing Boolean strings to try to find the talent yourselves, as a recruiting team. The other part is advertise your jobs. Without getting people that are interested in applying to your organization or show some interest to it, all the other tools that are out there, we have phenomenal tools out there, ATSs, CRMs, you name it. But they all need fuel to run. And that fuel is interested candidates. And that's where we come in. We fuel, and we fuel it better now, that recruiter with that candidate that they need to bring through the organization and eventually hire them.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that. Yes, I recall just the monumental challenge of actually getting people in the door to talk, and finding those people. You know, we were on another podcast episode recently where we're talking about the importance of sourcing and really sort of focusing on the sourcing. So many organizations, they'll build sort of a talent acquisition sort of environment or ecosystem for themselves, and then sourcing, they understand that's important, but they kind of think about it last as opposed to maybe first. And I don't know if that's exactly what you're saying, but it's in the same ballpark, I think. Another thing that's super interesting about this that I just want to call out for our audience is that, you know, here at 360 Insights, we talk about the new emerging talent acquisition suite of the future of work. It's nothing like the ecosystems of the past. You know, the ATS was the hub, and it still is there, and everything still kind of needs to run through it. But there's so many other things and practices and that are available out there now at recruiters' disposal, specifically because of the advances in technology. You know, you're also talking about intelligent automation in a sense, right? Because you're not, you know, obviously there's a lot of players out there that over the years have endeavored with various levels of success to make it easier to post to several job boards at the same time, right? Or just to get up, so you don't have to go manually into every single job board, which is a huge inefficiency, right? But this goes beyond newfound efficiencies, right? Because you're also talking about targeting, and you're actually, you know, posting to the job boards that make the most sense because of the intelligence in the system that helps you to understand that. Am I describing this accurately?
Yes. Yes. I think, I mean, the first thing that an AI platform in this space does is, and what we do at PandoLogic, is we start from that job description. And we all hear about, you know, obviously automation, and the other big topic that everybody's talking about today is skills-based hiring. So if you want to do skills-based hiring, you have to target that job ad for that particular job to the right job board. So what a good AI engine does is it goes and understands each individual job description down to the skill sets required for that particular, you know, job description, not just looking at the title. Because, you know, a job developer that focuses on .NET is a different job developer than the one that Java, developer that focuses on, Java, right?
Yeah.
Two different fields, same title. What you can do is look at that actual job description and lift the skills that you're actually pinpointing, and then use those with the job title to identify that job board that you're going to go after. So that skills-based hiring is something that is becoming more and more reality, if that is the approach that you want to take for your organization. But yes, I think things are changing at a rapid pace. But at the same time, we still need to do as recruiters what we did many years ago, is find that best candidate for that particular job that we're hiring for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Anything to add?
Brent,
Go ahead.
this is exactly what Nikos is saying. This is kind of like exactly the reason why we are so excited at Broadbean, right? That is what Veritone and PandoLogic is bringing to the table. If you look at Broadbean, we kind of like bring that automation, but, you know, the AI and, you know, the skill-based targeting and hiring is, I would say, something new to us. And I look at this as, you know, from a different angle as well. And partnerships is run very commercially at Broadbean. So we're always kind of like looking at, you know, the opportunity here for us. And if we look at our 3,000 clients we have today, the amount they're spending on recruitment technology and the amount that they're spending on media, we've estimated that at, you know, the media spend at 1.5 billion on an annual basis, right? And we know that budgets are moving from traditional duration postings towards other types of advertising services like programmatic. So imagine that, you know, with this combination, we'd be able to kind of like, you know, get 10% of that market, that would be tremendous. So that's kind of like the opportunity that I'm excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. The just being able to help those clients sort of consolidate, or maybe put something else in place to replace what they may be using right now or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. One of the other things that really strikes me about this, and you both mentioned it earlier, is just a level of expertise in-house now between the two organizations. It's just, it's quite remarkable. And there's a very loose analogy with AI and recruiters here, I think, because when we talk about the intelligent automation and all this kind of stuff, and the better targeting and everything, the better sourcing, you're really taking a lot of the yeoman's work out of the recruiter's job. And so they're able to focus much more on providing their own service, which is that human touch to actually get that person to woo the right person into their to whatever organization they're recruiting for. So I think we'd be remiss not to mention that part too, and it all goes back to an interesting sort of irony, or I don't know if irony is the right word, or a paradox. I don't know if that's the right word either, but it's this strange thing where so many people are concerned about AI dehumanizing things, and this conversation is not about that. But it is interesting that when you bring AI into the world of work, often it makes work feel more human, which is actually interesting because it's getting rid of a lot of the stuff that's just that humans are doing, but it's not bringing out the most human aspects of the humans. And so if you can take out that administrative or that repetitive work there and help them focus on their higher level skills, they can be more they can be of greater, each recruiter can be of greater value to the organization that they're working for. So there's that too. Just to kind of looking at the time, I just wanted to kind of close out with a question here for you both. What are the potentialities here in the future for the two organizations? Now, you don't have to give away any state secrets, if you will, right? That's we don't sort of try to peer pressure anyone into sharing secrets here, but is just from a broad level, or anything you'd like to share, in terms of the next 1, 2, or 3 years, what are some of the really exciting potentialities here? It's not available now, but could very well be in the future.
Brent, I think I'm going to kind of like bring this back to what you were saying earlier, that the AI we have available now is going to kind of like make recruiters' lives easier, cut back on manual tasks. That's kind of like something that we've been trying to do with our product for the past 20 years, but we have newfound technology now that would, for example, allow us, to kind of like auto-populate some fields, when posting out jobs. That would make a recruiter's life easier, right? It will not replace the recruiter. It's going to cut back on some tasks there. Looking at maybe enhanced candidate matching, which will bring the recruiter quicker to that one qualified candidate. And we're also very excited about the conversational AI that Veritone has available, that we could potentially use to kind of like enrich candidate profiles. So those are I would say short midterm changes that we're looking to make to the product. And I think a wider outlook, it's very fresh, right? So I'm not going to elaborate on that, but product wise, I think these are the things that we're looking to kind of like improve short term.
Yeah, absolutely. Nikos.
So it's I'm 100% what Faisel said earlier, but I think what really excites me is two things. One thing is the ability to leverage what the two organizations have, but under that Veritone umbrella. If you think of where Veritone has been and what they do, their capabilities in TV, radio ads, being an agency of in their own merit, all that allows us to kind of dip our toe into a true omni-channel approach. I mean, we're kind of confined in our space. So, I'm going to post my jobs to job boards or this or the other. But if we kind of let our mind to kind of think beyond that and think what's possible with a player like Veritone in the space, I'm really excited to see what we can do with voice, with an omni-channel approach as far as advertising roles, jobs on radio and TV and CCTV and all that. I'm excited to see what we do there. And I'm also excited because beyond what we just see on what Broadbean is, there's some really interesting nuggets to their platform and technology that I know I'm really eager to get my hands on, such as their search and match capabilities. They have a bona fide search engine, very powerful, that they've had for many years. And that's something that we haven't had at PandoLogic before, is the ability to, again, as I mentioned earlier, roll up your sleeves and try to find candidates on your own by digging into those job boards and finding them if you're a recruiter, finding those candidates. So all that together is what really excites me. And I think it will excite our partners in the space.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lots of interesting stuff, exciting stuff. I mean, this is a not insignificant event in the talent acquisition space. That's an understatement. Lots of potential upside, making recruiters' jobs making them more effective in their work, much more targeted. All these kinds of things that we've been promised by the newest technologies out there, and it's fun. It's really exciting to see it coming to fruition. Thank you both for joining us, Faisel and Nikos. Thank you so much. Really looking forward to this podcast going live. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Brent.
Brent. Take care.
Bye.